Hi YouTube. So this is the first video of the series that I would like to do for crocheting tutorials. I'm so excited because I really love to crochet. I love to knit. So I want to be able to share that with you in a very passionate and fun little series. And for this video I would like to just do like crochet basics, just the intro to crochet. I'm not going to teach any stitches on this video, but the next one I will. I just want to first say that I am not perfect. There's a lot of things that I don't know how to do with crochet. I'm pretty good. I've been doing it for probably almost 10 years. Been knitting even longer than that, but knitting is a little bit more complicated, or it can be. But crocheting is simple. It's something that everyone can do, and it's really interesting and fun to see the things that you can actually accomplish. And so with this video I'm going to just give you the basics so you can understand how crochet works and what you need to get started. Okay, so first things first, obviously with crochet you need a crochet hook and also some yarn. I always try to have scissors with me, as well as these little things here, these tapestry needles, to weave in the loose ends when you're finished with the project you're making. So let's go through the crochet hooks. So crochet hooks can range from anything like this, which is really huge, and you would use this for very thick yarn. So I'm going to demonstrate most of the stitches on the next videos with this crochet hook, because it's so much easier to see the stitches and see what you're doing with a big hook and really thick yarn. It helps me. That's how I learned. And they can range from that size to very small, like this one, or even smaller, like this one, or even smaller than this. I don't have anything smaller than this, but yeah. So for example, and you have medium-sized ones, maybe like this as well. So you can see most of the hooks have this groove in the middle for your thumb and your finger, and they also have the actual size of the crochet hook, which comes into play when you're looking at patterns. So you can see that there's a letter here, letter N, and then also a number. This is a 9mm. So the numbers and the letters correspond, and they go in alphabetical order. So higher up in the alphabet is a much larger hook. I believe this big one is like an S. So that's just for information. Then, so you want to kind of, when you're making different things, you want to try to match your hook usually with your yarn. It's not imperative. I don't really do it all the time, but now that I'm making more complicated things, it's best to kind of do that. So let's go through some yarns. So the thick yarn that I was going to use for the project or for the videos was this. So this is huge yarn, very thick. You have to use, and it's pretty coarse as well. You have to use a really thick hook with this type of yarn. You won't need to worry about trying to find this, but it's easier for me when I was learning to use a really thick yarn. A good thick yarn is Thick and Quick, made by Lion Brand. They have that in Michaels. They might have it in some Walmarts, but definitely in Michaels and Joann's. Thick and Quick is kind of expensive, so one ball of yarn probably would cost maybe $7. But if you want to just get a cheap yarn, I'll show you what the next best thing would be this Red Heart Super Savers. This is about maybe $2. You can find it in Walmart, find it in all other craft stores. And the important thing about this is it requires also a pretty thick or pretty large hook as well. I will tell you how to read it's important. There's some information on the back of the yarn that's kind of important, so let's look at that. So if you're getting serious about this, if you're just playing around and want to just learn, then watch the other videos. You don't have to watch this video. But if you're serious about it and you want to understand it, then it's I think it's important to understand these things. I had to teach myself these things, so once you get it, it's kind of like, oh, okay, that makes sense. So now at the back of each yarn, you'll see that they have a number here. They have a yarn, picture of a ball of yarn with a number, and at the top of that it says medium. So, and it also tells you the next box, what type of needles for knitting or what type of crochet hook for crocheting you would need. So in the crochet hook box, sorry you can't see that well, it says an I9. It's like I said before, each crochet hook has a letter and a number. Actually, it doesn't say I9, it says I. Well, it does say I9, don't worry about the 9. I think that's like European or something. But it has a 5.5 millimeter at the top. So on your crochet hook that you want to buy, this is a regular plastic one that's pretty cheap. So if you can see that, kind of see it says 5.5 millimeters and the letter I. So just match up the hook with the yarn. If you go and get this, go ahead and get a hook. This will be probably another $2, so $5 to get started with that. So I think this is the best thing to go ahead and do if you want to practice. And this makes great stuff too. I mean, I have about 7 or 8 balls of this, and I'm going to make an Afghan for the winter for my mother. So yeah, this will be the first thing you want to start with. So once you get kind of in the hang of different things, you can go to different yarns, or you can start out with any yarn you want. But so we have some different sizes here. So that was a size medium 4. This is also a medium 4. You can see there, but it's a simply soft. So it's a lot softer, a lot more. I wouldn't say manageable. It might be considered manageable. But I just wanted to show you that, you know, pretty much all of these have similar charts, so you can just go to the yarn and see what you need on the back there. And also tells you what fabric you have, how can you wash it, things like that. Acrylic yarns are going to be much cheaper than wools or cotton yarns. Some cottons are kind of cheap. Acrylic would be the best because it's pretty cheap and easy to do, easy to work with, easy to wash. So then you can get smaller. So you can go with sock yarns, very, very small. So you can see with the sock yarn, super fine, size 1. And with the crochet hook for this one, you would need a 3.25 or a size D. So those first two that I showed you are C and E, or C and E, I believe. I don't even have a D, but so you would need a very small hook for these. Okay, that's kind of just the basics of yarns and how they match up with the crochet hook that you're using, and then they kind of help you understand what types of patterns and things you can do with the yarns and the crochet hooks that you have. So, you know, if you have all large hooks, you will be making things like afghans or rugs, or you could make sweaters and things like that, and some hats also if you're using a thick yarn. But if you have really small yarns, you would make socks, little shawls or things like that, or just whatever you want. But it kind of gives you that idea when a pattern calls for a particular yarn, you're like, oh, okay, that's why I need to use that. So next, I'm going to talk about a book that I recommend, because if you are watching these videos but you also want to just see, I think the best thing is doing it yourself and watching someone else do it. That helps you. But I went ahead and got a really, really good book. It's my favorite, and it's Crochet School, a complete course, and it doesn't have an author, but it says Sterling on the side here. This is a hardback. It was, I think, maybe $8 on Amazon. So what it does, it's just the best book ever. So it has all pictures basically, and it shows you exactly how things are done and how to do them. So once you learn the basic stitches, you can do all of these things pretty easily. And as you can see, you can make flowers, all kinds of different things. Yeah, so once you learn the stitches, I think this is a really good book to kind of invest in, although it's not that much. But yeah, so I just wanted to share that with you. If you have any questions about just getting started, just let me know. I am going to do, on the next video, I'm going to go into how to chain. So the basic stitches are chaining, which is your foundation, what you build your stitches upon. Single crochet is the most basic stitch. You can do a lot of things with single crochet. Half double crochet is just like they call it yarn over before you actually do a crochet stitch. Then there's a double crochet and a treble crochet. And then there's other things that variations on those, like Tunisian stitch or Afghan stitch. Then you can stitch crochet in the round, make a hat. And I have some examples I want to show really quickly. But you can do a lot with crochet. And that's what the point I'm trying to make, is that there's a lot that you can do with it, of course. And I hope you would enjoy actually learning this. But with that said, let me show you some examples really quick. I have a few more minutes. So here's an example of a little hat here, and you can see that there's two different types of stitches here. This is a single crochet stitch. See how it's very tight across. But then you also have these stitches, which make little holes here, and these are like considered double crochet. And then to make the pattern, of course, I had to use a pattern to make this, but I just wanted to show you what the stitches would, how different they are, but then how you can make different designs with them. Here's another example of just complete single crochet in the round. So I'll teach you that probably maybe the third or fourth video. And then this is also an example of many different types of stitches. So the bottom row, not the pink row, but the yellow row, is probably a single crochet, but then the one above that, you can see they're kind of like little balls. Those are like bobbles. You can do bobbles, then you can go to single crochet and then bobbles again, and then up here you see the holes came back, so you can do double crochet or half double crochet, and see how they're a little bit taller here compared to down here where it was really tight. So you can make different designs with the crochet, and you've probably seen these things before, but just to get in your mind that when you're all the crochet stitches are just basically loops, and what you're doing is using the hook to pull the loop where you want it to go. So it's really straightforward. Okay, so I guess I talked enough. Please comment, please rate, and please subscribe. I'm going to make a separate little playlist for these videos. So I'll be checking it, and please let me know what you guys think. And if you please, you can also add your own videos. If you started out doing something, add a video, reply to my videos. I would love to see you actually, practicing and what you can have been able to learn and do from these videos, because I kind of want to make it special for you guys who are interested in it, because it's special to me. Okay, so thanks for watching.